ladies and gentlemen. I completely forgot it was New Year's Eve, but we are the Millie Goats. It's me, AK, back in the booth. You know, I like to do some streams here and there for uh throughout the week. Don't have to work tomorrow. So we are good to go. Let's talk about this game. Holy smokes. Now look, everybody Happy New Year. Oh, I was like, I thought I went live or went thought I got booted off there, but anyways. Happy New Year. Oh, is she still awake? Is she still awake, dude? Um, okay. Sorry you missed out on that three-way phone call, dude. But as everybody knows, you can see behind my head here, we are a group of 5 podcasts. So that was really, really sad to see what happened to Boise State. Now, my opinion, I think the game was really, 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 really good. It got out of hand late, but the first drive of the game for Boise State, I mean, number one rule, so Penn State wins 31-14. Everybody knows that. We all saw the score. We all watched the game, final game of the night, this and that. But, and frankly, if you want to get serious about it, I don't care what Drew Alar does with his hair. I don't care what kind of hairband he wears. It doesn't matter. Kind of haircut. Mahomes, whatever, trying the Dylan Raiola dude, looking whatever. That guy, I know he's coming back for his 5th year or whatever the heck it is. Buddy, they just need to not let that dude throw the football. They are going to be in trouble when he has to throw the football. Now, against SMU and Boise State, Penn State could kind of get away with it because they dominated the line of scrimmage. Oh, B. McCormick, you know it, dude. Did you have a Penn State minus 11.5? Check. Under 54.5. There you go. Check. Money line, point spread, under, all hit for Penn State. But I don't like betting the under. So what I did is I got this thing up to 17.5. So thank you, Boise State. Not as great odds, but I was parlaying it, so I knew it was going to be close. Or I knew if they were gonna keep it, they were gonna keep it kind of close. So, but anyways, so the opening drive for Boise State, I mean, we got to take this thing in context. If you don't think Boise State belonged in that game, I think you're high, quite frankly. I think the SMU, I think they both belong, but I think one of the big things is what we all saw today happen to the SEC. Everybody's, such and such shouldn't have been in. Such and such shouldn't have been in. This team should have been in. Well, you know what? Alabama lost to 16.5 point favorites to Michigan. So get over yourself. South Carolina lost to Illinois. Everybody's yelling at Illinois. Oh, why is Illinois ranked in the top 20 all year? South Carolina, hottest team in football. Can't do. Whatever. SEC, shut up. We'll talk more about that tomorrow night after all the other games. But it's absolutely ridiculous. These teams deserve to be in. I mean, the clear difference was obviously up front defensively, Penn State was more dominant. I mean, there's just nothing you can say. Even though they lost their number one pass rusher, I can't remember what the guy's name is. I cannot remember what that guy's name is. Number 11. They always give number 11 to the best player. So, but anyways, the defensive front for Penn State was too much for Boise State to handle. Ashton Jeanty, I mean, he still ran for like 100 and some yards. It just didn't look great. But I'm telling you right now, Boise State belonged in that game. You can't, if you're Boise State, moral of the story, you cannot have stupid penalties. And that one penalty that got called back for the touchdown when they were going to bring it to, in the third, it was in the third or fourth quarter. They were going to bring it to 21-24. And it got called back. I think I have a picture of it, actually. It got called back. Hold on. Let's share this. Yeah, this one right. This one. This one right here. Yes, shout out BWC Deals. He rightfully called me out. I was going on Twitter because I was like, that call right there sucks. because I mean, obviously he's ripping his face mask off. People were yelling at me online about that, and that's okay because I truly believe, yes, good call, more sacks than tonight for Gene. Yeah, they got him. We'll show you here the stats here in a minute, but this was absolutely could have been a penalty. Depends on who you ask. Depends on who you ask, but. This call right here when they were about to bring it within a 3-point game, that just killed everything. I think we all knew when that happened we were in trouble. We were all in trouble if you were rooting for Boise State. Because they had all the momentum. They were driving. They were flying around on defense. They were getting stops. They were getting stops on defense, but from the opening drive when they went down there to kick that opening field goal, you're just like, you can't do that in this game. You cannot do that in this game. And Penn State got up 14-0, and you're like, oh, no, here we go. And Boise State gets a touchdown from the fullback right out of the gate to bring it to 14-7. And I think it ended up being 17-7.5. And then they get a stop at third. They get a stop to start the third quarter coming out of the half. Then they get a touchdown where it's 17-14. Now we're cooking. Now we got a ball game. That's what everybody wanted. And then, of course, we had another touchdown from Penn State. And then, obviously, the callback touchdown. So, but this was clearly a penalty. It just sucks because it seems to always, good God, that first field goal kick was terrible. It seems to always happen to the teams that are not, quote unquote, people say should not be there. The Boise States or the SMUs, they always have the fumbles. They have, Ashton Jeanty put the ball on the ground twice. I think he had two fumbles like his entire career. So, and Boise State got two inside the 30 3 times and came away with 0 points. 0 points. So they threw a pick on the last drive, and then missed 2 field goals after 2 really long drives. So it's not like they could not move the ball. It's not like they were overwhelmed. The only place I would say they were overwhelmed was up front defensively. Or up front, Penn State defensively had an advantage. So that's all. That was the biggest thing. The front 7 for Penn State on defense was absolutely a bigger deal. Because we were seeing but you saw those flashes of Ashton Jeanty get busy with it. So, but let's the team comparison. Like, if you want to sit here and tell me that Boise State doesn't belong, you're out of your mind. They absolutely did. I mean, the score, people, it's like, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. The score doesn't indicate. No, but look at the stats. I mean, when you look at first downs, Boise State had more. Passing first downs, Boise State had more. Third down efficiency, Boise State was better. Equal across penalty boards. Total yards, Boise State had more. Total plays, Boise State had more. Average gain per play, it's neck and neck. Net yards rushing, that big long run. I mean, Penn State has 2 backs. We said that the other night, though. We were like, if Penn State wants to win this game, they need to hand the ball off to those 2 freak shows in the backfield and just take the ball out of what's-his-face's hands. He did make some nice throws, but that dude, he's gonna Sam Darnold this thing. Drew Alar. So it'll be interesting to see how they play next. How many top 25 do they have as a seat? Look, Boise should have never been there. B. McCormick. Alabama should have. They got 4 losses. Alabama has 4 losses. South Carolina has 4 losses. Miami lost. Who would you put in there? Who would you put in there? That's the question. Oh, they have one. One is the answer. All these teams that they said should have been in over Boise State and SMU have 4 losses now. Maybe Ole Miss. Has Ole Miss even played? I don't even know. Maybe they won, but I think Ole Miss did win. But anyways, it doesn't matter. All these teams have 3 and 4 losses. It's over. You can't go back and say put whoever they are. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, I thought we're not going to do this. We're not going to do strength of schedule. We're not going to do ranked wins because it's clear that the committee ranks the SEC schools however they want to. Like, look at this. You want to see something funny? Here you go. Look. I love this from the quarterback from Illinois. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the disrespect the SEC had. Luke Altmaier said some South Carolina players thought they were Syracuse at a team event. Look at that. That is trash. Get out of here. And if you want some more, right here. Shout out Will Compton. Shout out Bussin' with the Boys, showing our meme here. This was the Black Panther meme. Is this your king? Because everybody's sitting there, oh my gosh, South Carolina should have been, Alabama should have been. Nope. Michigan and Illinois put that in a bottle and shook it up and blew it everywhere. Get out of here. So I don't want to hear it. Boise State should. That's right, Beaver Corey. Boise State should have been there. I don't care. All right, let's go back to this. Okay, so yeah, across the board. Now, yards per rush, they dominated. It was an even game. I mean, look at this. Net yards passing. I mean, Boise State cooked them, but that's because Penn State was like, we're just not gonna we're not gonna let what's his face throw the football, and they shouldn't. I don't care what his hair looks like. Everything was pretty much equal. You know, penalties across the board, but penalty yards, fumbles. Drew Alar had that one fumble right out of the gate there. They both lost one fumble. So Boise State belonged. I don't care what anybody says. Now that dude from Penn State is a freak show. The Tyler Warren guy, Penn State has some dudes, especially on defense. But I don't if they have to throw the football where they're not the bullies and they're the bully or whatever you want to call it, they're being bullied, they're in trouble because you don't want that guy throwing the football. I'm sorry. That dude, no offense, he's just a kid. He's way younger than me. He's just a kid. I shouldn't be saying that. But you don't want that guy throwing. They made a point to be like, "Hey, we're just going to hand the ball off." Now, here's what I will say about this. Haters will say James Franklin hasn't won a big game. He's now got back-to-back playoff games, knocking off 10-9. Boise State is. Now, this is what the people want to do. Boise State should have been in. SMU should have, and then they turn around and give credit to Penn State for beating them. So when they want to use Boise State and SMU as leverage, they'll give them credit. But then they'll turn around and say, well, they shouldn't have been in. So make up your minds, everybody. Make up your minds. So, but look, it's not the fact that he can't win the big games. It's the ones where he can't win the top 5 games. That's the problem with James Franklin. That's where everybody gets screwed. So, but I think Boise State deserved to be there. I think for the most part, it was absolutely an even game. It got away. They scored the late touchdown on the long run, but Boise State was absolutely in play inside the 30-yard line multiple times. So to tell me that they couldn't move the ball, they couldn't do this, their field goal kicker missed 2 kicks, that sucked. So you're talking about taking points, 6 points off the board, but they were in this game without a doubt. And people are going to rip Ashton Jeanty. You can't do this whenever it's real competition. He's not rushing against, Wyoming and this and that. Man, you watch that dude play. He's picking up blitzes. He's making jump cuts in the hole. Like, the guy's a player. Like, I don't want to hear it. And people are, there's only been one other running back that eclipsed 100 yards against Penn State, and that was some dude from USC, I think. So let's not sit here and act like he didn't have his 200-yard game and 2 touchdowns, but I still went over 100 yards. I mean, people just look at that like, oh, he failed. Like, I don't think he failed, but Penn State made it a point. And I thought about this. I think I said it on the show. They're going to have to make that quarterback beat him. And the Maddox Matson guy, I mean, he didn't look bad. It got away from him at the end with a couple of interceptions, but I'm telling you right now, they were in the game. I was happy and pleased with the game. I thought it was going to get out of control, and then they were able to wrangle it back in, and they looked like they belong. They were a little nervous. You're not going to lie. They were a little nervous. So, but I think it was a good game. I thought it was good. I just think that they were able to get down the field, get up and down the field. You got to give Penn State credit. I mean, they have controlled both of these games that they have been asked to play. So can't blame them there. But I just I don't want people to walk away from these games and be like, "See, I told you that these teams don't belong and we need to get these other big." No, I'm sorry. These teams do belong. They earn their way in. They won the games they needed. You can say whatever you want to about strength of schedule because all this hypothetical BS means nothing now because all these teams are losing. So you have to play the games. So if you play the games and you win the games, then you get to go to the dance. Now, are they going to mess with the seeding? Probably. They probably will mess with the seeding. So, and that's okay. I just don't want them to, like, if you sat there and watched that game and said Boise State doesn't belong, then I think were they a 3 seed? Maybe not. But they definitely deserve to be in. They were definitely a top 12 team in the country. So, and I don't know how good Penn State is. Penn State, you got to wait until they play a top 5 because they're just one of those teams where if they get the lead, they'll sit on you and they'll just run the football and let their defense go to work. I'll tell you right now, the DBs for Boise State, that Oladipo guy, I think he's a safety. That dude for Boise State, he was everywhere. He had one bad misread on the long touchdown run there late in the game, but that guy was everywhere. So, but I loved how aggressive Boise State was on defense, man. They were blitzing all over the place. They were pressure this, pressure that. I love seeing that from a team that might be skill-wise a little undermanned. So, but the DBs for Boise State, that number 20 was getting cooked all game, especially early. He was getting cooked. But, you know, I think perimeter-wise, there was a little bit of a difference. But, you know, I don't think you can watch that game and be like Boise State didn't belong. I think they totally belonged. So, I mean, if their kicker makes 2 kicks, you're looking at a one possession game. That touchdown doesn't get called back. So, anyways, I'm not going to stay on here until New Year's Eve. But yes, B. McCormick's here. He's cooking up parlays. That's all that guy does. He just parlays. He's just, or not. I wouldn't say parlays. He's cooking up bets. Guys on a heater. Go follow B. McCormick. I think he posts all of his bets on his account. But the dude's cooking. So, but I'm excited about the future of college football. That's what I'll say. I think these things are gonna even out. I think the direction of college football is going great. Like people sit here and they watch these games, and it's like all they want to do is complain about them. I wish we had better games, and it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to watch Jalen Milroe turn the ball over 15 times like he did against Michigan. Like he's just a kid. He's just a kid. But these people, these experts and these people who sit up there in front of the cameras and tell us that what they think should be going on is these teams should be in and that team should be in. And it's like, you know what? Forget that. Just let 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 the schedule play out and and these teams that win their games, let them in. You can't make this tournament about who you think should be in. At some point, they have to win the games. You can't just have a season that is played completely and then eradicate and just get rid of everything that was on the sheet that said, "Hey, here's our resume. This is what we did all year," and then just throw it away because you think another team looks better on paper. That's garbage. There it is. Baltimore 7.5, Philly money line, Tampa Bay money line, Chargers money line, Green Bay money line, Seattle money line. Seattle, a lot of interesting stuff in the Seattle game. Pittsburgh +3, Detroit money line. Love it. Love it. Cook it. Book it down, people. Screenshot that. So, you know, but I love the direction. I love the college football playoff. I think people just don't need to screw it up. Do not screw this up. Do not be the guy yelling at the clouds because you think the SEC is the best and ESPN has all these ties to SEC. Just shut up, and the Colin Cowherds of the world and the Fine Bombs and the Herb Streets are going to sit there and yell at everybody, telling them that I told you this team was better. I told you that team was better. And they're going to try to weasel their way because all they care about is what they say. That's all they care about. They want to be right. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about the integrity of the game. So I was arguing with somebody about that the other day. It was the Cam Ward thing. It was the Cam Ward thing. People with the Cam Ward thing he sat out that first half. And everybody's like, "Oh, I'm sick of everybody doing fake rage." I'm like, "Dude, you're like the guy's quit in the middle of a game. People are going to be mad at that. There's nothing you can do." And he has to know that. People aren't going to accept his side of that fully. They're just not. I don't. I would have played, but what do I, that's just me. So, anyways, all these people just that with the big mics don't want to have anybody get mad at them, and they care about being right more than they do about the actual game. This is good for college football that Boise State got in there and put up a good fight and didn't look like they were outmatched. Like you couldn't at any point early on you could say, "Oh, I thought that was bad." They went down there, missed a field goal, and then got down 14-0. It's like, but they fought back. Like it was a one possession game for most of the second half. So they earned it to be in there. I would much rather see that than putting in a team that didn't earn it. So, anyways, I'm sure we're gonna get some. There's Ashton Jeanty doing the post game. You hate to see these kids lose, man. I've been there. We've been there. Lost our last game. We were playing in Montana, 2009. Playing out in Montana. That's a tough thing to lose your last college game in the playoffs. That sucks. We were in the semifinals, and we were going to go back to Chattanooga for another run at a national title, and Montana beat us. Scumbags. But anyways, Penn State moves on. Big Ten's running college football right now. SEC's scared, I'll tell you that right now. The Big Ten's running game. I think I don't remember what I wonder if there's a way we can check the bowl records real quick. I think let's see. Yeah, I wanted to look and see. There was a couple of hey, thanks, B. McCormick. Appreciate that. Yeah, I wanted to see if we could find that. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Here we go. Let's take a gander at the bowl records. There you go. AAC still in first. The MAC, dude. Let's get some MAC. Get the MAC up there. Big 10, 7-4, SEC 6-5, Big 12, 4-4, Sun Belt 3-3. So it's, hey man, thanks, B. McCormick. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. But look at this. SEC right there, middle of the pack. All their top teams getting the doors blown off them. All those ones that were waiting in the wings for the playoff, getting embarrassed. I mean, Alabama was 16. Oh, that's sweet, dude. I'll check the I appreciate that. They're probably on discount, weren't they, this year? Dude, you got to go Kittle. Kittle's a lifer. CMC, love him, but Kittle's been there since day one. Kittle's a Niner for life. But what I love about this is that, first of all, the ACC is 2-9. Shout out Louisville for beating Washington today. Pac-12 0-1. I love they put that. Why wouldn't they make that the Pac-2? Why wouldn't they make that the Pac-2? So, anyways, Notre Dame, UConn 1-0. Well, it should be 2-0, current probably. But this is great. I love this. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a massive hold on. Whoops. We've got a massive day of football tomorrow. I hit the wrong button. We've got a massive day of football tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, with the other three college football playoff games. It's going to be just spectacular. It's going to be spectacular. Let's take a look at that. I don't know if it'd be McCormick. Maybe you can help me out. But tomorrow we've got we've got 3 more games. So everybody buckle up. Let's get this out of here. Let's get this other one on here. Let's get this other bowl game on here. Let's take a gander. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. Boom. Okay, so obviously Penn State wins. Awesome. Now, 1 o'clock, old Big 12. Well, I guess New Big 12 versus old Big 12, ladies and gentlemen. Then we got Ohio State, Oregon, Battle of the O's, and we got the blue blood matchup to cap it all. 8:45 is late. That game's going to go on. You remember the game last year? So, I believe it. NFL is going to get crazy. We're doing our NFL show tomorrow. Well, we're going to recap these games too. We're going to recap these tomorrow for the full show. I think it's going to be me and J-Vi might be there. I'm not sure if Tex will be there, but we're going to watch these games and then we're going to break them down. So everybody who's here now, come back tomorrow night. Whole crew's going to be here. But anyways, hopefully you're going to New Year's Eve. I'm not going out for New Year's Eve. I might see the ball drop on TV, but I'm not going to be going, obviously. So everybody else who does go up, or go out, you can sit on your couch tomorrow, order your food, just get a pizza and wings, just have it delivered because you're going to be hungover or whatever, and just sit there and watch, I don't know, probably 12 straight hours of football. Who cares? Like, we only get, you get 3 more playoff games after this weekend. Bowl season's winding down, and then it's straight into just plain old, NFL football for the playoffs. But for some of us, football's done. So 49ers fans. But tomorrow, late games, close spreads. So I'm hoping Arizona State brings it. They're talking about being physical. They're talking about running the football. Hopefully we don't get another Penn State kind of, you can see that there's a difference there. But Texas has got some dudes up front. So, but yeah. All right, everybody sit on the couch. Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Happy New Year. It's 12:01. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. Hey, there you go, B. McCormick. Happy New Year, everybody. And I think, Happy New Year. That's it. Tune in tomorrow night. We're going to be doing Happy New Year.